Let us move to the second article of the chapter. I want to drive a car. I told you the story is about Mukesh, a boy who is involved, rather, his family is involved in the Bengal making industry, but he wants to drive a car. Mukesh insists on being his own master of his own will. I will be a motor mechanic, he announces. He declares, it shows his desire. Do you know anything about cars? I asked. The narrator said that I asked him, does he know anything about the cars? So he said, I will learn to drive a car, he answers, looking straight into my eyes. He was having confidence. He was able to make the eye contact. His dreams looms like mirage. Mirage, you must have heard about a fictitious water place in the desert, जिसको हम मृग मरीचिका कहते हैं. Mirage amidst the dust of streets that fill the town Firozabad. The town is filled with dust. There is no development in the town, and seems to be as if the dream is like a mirage there, famous for its bangles. Firozabad is famous for its bangle industry. Every other family in the Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry, where families have spent generations working around furnaces. What they do? Welding the glasses, making bangles for all the women. That means throughout the world, wherever the woman wear the bangle, all the bangles are prepared here. Mukesh's family is among them. He is also involved in the bangle making industry. None of them knows that it is illegal for the children like him to work in the glass furnaces. Because of high temperature, it's illegal for the children like Mukesh to work there with high temperature. Too dingy in dingy cells. They are smuggy, they are full of smell, no ventilation is there, without air and light, that the law, if enforced, if we enforce the law forcefully, could get him and all those 20,000 children out of the hot furnaces. They can be relieved from, they can be taken out from all these hot furnaces where they slog their daylight hours. They waste their daylight hours, often losing the brightness of their eyes. And when they grow up, they very easily, very early, lose their eyesight. Mukesh's eyes beam as he volunteered to take me to home. They were shining. There was confidence in Mukesh's eyes when he volunteered. Volunteered means when he offered himself, me, to take me to his house, which he proudly says is being rebuilt, is being renovated. He proudly says me that my house is being renovated, rebuilt. We walked down the stinking lanes where he is living. The house is being rebuilt. The house is under construction again. But the streets are stinking, choking with garbage everywhere past homes that remains hovels. Houses have become hovels, which you like people call khandar, with crumbling walls. Walls have become very weak, falling somewhere, wobbly doors, sound creating doors, wobbly doors, no windows, crowded with animals, crowded with families of humans and animals coexisted. Just imagine, the people are living with animals. The animals they are having in their family to get the milk and all other works, they are all living together. Human beings and the animals living, all coexisting in the primeval, in a very sad ancient type of states. In he stops at door of one such house. All people are living in the same condition. So he stopped outside the door of one such house, bangs a wobbly iron door. The sounding door, he bangs it with his foot, just knock it out and pushes it open. We enter a half built shack. Shack is called a, what you can say, a kacha hut. That is a half built shack, and he says it is being renovated. You can imagine the condition. In one part of it, thatched with dead grass. One corner of the house is covered with dead grass, which is for the animals obviously. Is a firewood stove over which sits a large vessel. On one side there is a firewood stove which you can call chula in the villages, and on that there is a big vessel and of sizzling spinach leaves, in which the sizzling spinach leaves were boiling. On the ground, a large aluminium platters, which we called parat. A big size of plate was there, are more chopped vegetables. On that, the vegetables were there, a frail, a very weak young woman is cooking the evening meal for the whole family, and through eyes filled with smoke because she is working at the chula, she smiles. She is the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. You can say she is Mukesh's bhabhi, and she is preparing the food for all the members at home, not much older in the years, because the time when we are talking about, there was early marriages prevailing. She has begun the command respect to as bahu. She has got the respect, the status of a bahu, a daughter-in-law in the house, already in charge of three men, and she has the responsibility of three people: her husband Mukesh and their father. When the older man enters, this is the tradition in India, even now in remote areas. When the elder male people enter the house, the daughter-in-laws are supposed to cover their head with a veil, you can say, which we call ghungat or parda. She gently withdraws behind the broken wall and brings her veil closer to her face as custom demands. This is because of the tradition. Daughter-in-law must veil their faces before male members or male elders. In this case, the elder is an impoverished bangle maker. He is not having so much power. He is not rich. Despite long years of hard labor, he has done such a long labor for the last so many years. First as a tailor, she started his work as tailor, then a bangle maker. He has failed to renovate a house, but he was not able to maintain his house in the proper way, send his two sons to school. All he has managed to do, teach his, he wants, his nose is all about the art of making bangles. So it is his karma, his destiny, says Mukesh's grandmother. There is the old lady in the house also. She says this is the karma. Whatever is written in our karma, we can't. Whatever is written in the destiny, here you can say we can't disapprove that. Who has watched her own husband go blind? The grand lady, the grandmother, has seen her husband becoming blind with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles. Can a God given lineage ever be broken? Whatever the God has given us as a gift, the profession, the caste, we can't break it up, she implies. Born in the caste of bangle makers, because they are born in such a caste, they have not, they have seen nothing but bangles in house, in yard, in every other house, everywhere in the streets, you can say only and only bangles in every house, every yard, every angan, you can say in every street of Firozabad, spirals, rings in thread of bangles with different colors: sunny gold, paddy green, royal blue, pink, purple. Every color born out of the seven colors of the rainbow lies in mound, in, you can say, in piles. You can see those bangles in every house, and the men go to the market with a hand cart, push the hand cart and sell the bangles, and the dark hutment next to the line of flames of flickering oil lamps sit boys and girls. Boys and girls and ladies used to sit at home in front of the furnaces and mold, helping their father and mother welding the pieces of colored glasses into the circle of bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted. They have become habitual to the dark than the light outside. Their eyes are not adjusted to the light outside. That's why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adult, because of the polishing of glass, because of high temperature they very soon lose their eyesight.